Morning YTPC, Northeast Piper UK here. I hope you're all having a great start to the weekend. I did do a video yesterday but I sort of fluffed it a little bit towards the end, so I'm going to redo it. First of all, I want to give a shout out to the Prancing Piper, Chris. Great guy. I've got to know him through having the Zoom meets with Cass and Uncle Phil, and he's another Irishman, full of fun, huge character, and he's a your big typical Viking looking guy, and yeah, we've been browbeating him for weeks to finally get on YouTube, and he's got a couple of videos up there now, so pop along, give him a sub, give him the typical YTPC welcome that we are pretty famous for. I'm smoking some Orlic golden slices. I've been smoking a lot of sort of homemade as well as produced cigar blends lately, and I've sort of been getting back into the Latakia a little bit when I found my jar of pirate cake. So I've been smoking some pretty heavy duty tobacco a lot recently, and I must admit, when I first got this and tried it, I wasn't too sure about it. I was kind of thinking, well, what's all the fuss about? Because a lot of presenters obviously love and rave this stuff, and I thought it was like rather bland. But again, at the time, I was sort of coming off, weaning myself off sort of aromatics, so I always thought blends like this came across as a bit too sort of cigarette style. But I have to say, I'm sort of had a few minutes in with this, and after sort of smoking the heavier, harsher blends lately, this is very sweet. And yeah, I can understand why some people do like it. And it's, again, I think if you're coming off that IKEA, etc., it's a nice one to grab. Really nice. Actually, talking about cigarettes, something interesting happened to us recently. Now, I cannot stand the smell of cigarettes. It's when anybody walks past you, you instantly smell it. You walk into a house and you know that there's a smoker in there. But the interesting thing is, a couple of the guys at work smoke rolled up cigarettes, and naturally, that tobacco is more natural. It's not like the chemical rat shit that they shove into these sticks in sort of factories and what have you. But I'm starting to notice from the rolling tobacco, when they're sort of making the cigarettes on the morning to go for the morning break, I can actually smell the tobacco in the pouch, and it's actually quite pleasant. I mean, obviously, I know when it's smoking, it'll probably be like, maybe it's not quite the same as pipes, but yeah, it's something I never noticed before. To me, it was always just categorized as smelling the same. But yeah, I think because I'm getting the nose for sort of good pipe tobacco, etc., I'm starting to sort of picking up like sweet fragrances from some of these pouches. So yeah, that was rather interesting the other day, actually. Well, I did get the chance to go for an interview yesterday, Um, it was just one of those that I sort of applied for on a whim, never thinking that I would get any word back. And I got contacted on Wednesday and asked to go for an interview yesterday, which I was quite surprised because a few companies have been doing sort of like Zoom interviews, so I was quite surprised to get invited along to the actual company. So I think as it came as such a out of the blue, I did accept to go along for the interview. But I started sort of looking into the company, and it meant that obviously, as you know, I don't work Fridays at the moment. And it was sort of, well, do I really want to start working Fridays again? And then when I started looking deeper into what was going to be involved in the job, the working hours were sort of 8:30 till 5:30. Now, yeah, it would be great to have that extra couple of hours in bed on a morning, but when I worked out for me to get back home on a night, and again where the company was, there's not really a great deal of places where, obviously once we get a car, that I'll be able to take the car there. Great news is the bus stop was literally right outside the company, and there is a regular bus service. But when I worked out and I looked into times, yes, I would finish at 5:30, but by the time I got to the homebound bus stop, I probably wouldn't get back home till about 6:30 on a night. So I thought, well, that means like, yeah, I might click an hour in bed on a morning, but I'm going to be losing an hour on a night when I get home. So by the time I get in at 6:30, get in, get cleaned up and have something to eat and everything, I'm literally going to be going straight back to bed again. And I thought, well, this is going to be sort of 5 days a week. And it was a little bit more money than what I'm getting now. But again, I mean, money isn't everything. I'm at that stage now where, you know, I've done all that when I was younger, worked all the hours God sent. And whereas now it's just more about sort of quality of life rather than like, you know, having the nicest car sitting on the drive, or, you know, the nicest watch on your wrist, etc. And so, yeah, I delved a little bit deeper, and I actually managed to get into some photographs of the company. And they sort of, because it was going to be sort of something similar to what I used to do with the pharmaceutical company. And because I would have been dealing with sort of customer service, sorting orders out, etc. And I thought, well, if I get back into this sort of system where I'm going to be sort of bending up and down all the time, going through racking to pick stock, to put orders together, I was a little bit worried that could it set my vertigo back off again, this bending up and down, which was one of the problems I suffered at the pharmaceutical company. So I decided to decline. So yeah. So there you go. I think if it was more sit down, computer desk, customer service, that's probably more what I'm sort of looking for. So yeah, I'm going to wait a little bit longer. Plus the great thing at the moment, I mean, we've sort of got things organised at the moment. I'm in for some surgery on my mouth in a couple of weeks' time. So again, I thought, well, I'm just sort of starting to get that organised, because I was supposed to get it done a couple of years ago, and I had to obviously stop because I wasn't working at the time, and obviously last year was just wrote off with COVID. And so I'm sort of getting that organised. So yes, back to the drawing board. Got a little family of field mice in the garden. Let's see if I can get you to see them. There they go. It was funny watching them earlier because they were sort of trying to get up the the feeder pole. It looks like he's going to try again. Let's have a look. Is he going to try? No. No, actually. Actually, that one looked like more like a rat, but I'm not sure. We live next to the field, so we tend to get them under the summer house in the winter anyway, but once the stuff starts growing in the fields again, they'll all bugger off back over there. I know a lot of people complain about them, etc., but my attitude is that if they are living up here and eating bits of scraps from the bird table, I'd rather have that than them trying to find the way into the house and obviously stealing the cereal. But no, it took off. It's funny because we have like a resident robin in the garden, and usually when he's here, I was actually quite surprised, but he usually chases them off. So he's probably making the most of it, the fact that he's not hovering around this morning. I'm actually quite surprised that they're roaming out there with me sort of sat here talking. If you catch Phil and Cass's latest video, and we've been sort of chatting, Phil got a fantastic haul of tobacco, and I think it was Watch City Cigars. So because me, Phil, Cass and Chris tend to sort of chat regularly on Zoom meets, we're sort of going to do a bit of a four-way review of these tobaccos, so I'm quite looking forward to seeing how that goes. I've ordered a new pipe which is coming today, which I am going to keep just for that occasion. So yeah, that's going to be really interesting. The 4 piper tiers, yeah, should be fun. And again, it's trying to keep it politically correct and not so much X-rated, because when we get started on them Zoom meets on the night, yep, it can be rather risky. You know, I do take it back what I originally said about these golden slices. I very nearly gave them away at one point, so I'm glad I didn't. Yeah, that's it's really sweet. Really sweet. I did have a bowl of cigar blend for a first bowl this morning with my coffee, and yeah, that's definitely set us up to smoke this one. Well, we're almost 15 minutes in, so I'm going to try and keep this under 15. So thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Like I said, have a great weekend. I hope wherever you are, you're safe, you're well, you're happy, you're enjoying a bowl, and hopefully I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.